Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome back to the Crypto Sherpa Show, where I read you those cryptocurrency news articles so you don't have to. Now, welcome back to the news. What's going on in the space? Still more adoption as always. So why is the price of Bitcoins still where it's at? But it has been moving just a little bit. I think right now we are at $108,700. Let's go Bitcoin. Let's get up to 109, then 110. Let's pass all those all-time highs. Am I right? That's right. But yeah, let's go over the news today. What's going on? It's Wednesday. It's hump day. We're halfway through the week. This is my last day here until I come back on Monday. Yeah, so there probably will not be any shows tomorrow because I'll be traveling to California, so I'll be flying at the time. And then Friday's the 4th of July, so I don't know if I will do a show that day or not. Probably not, because I'll just be home being lazy, just doing that stuff. So just so you know, I'll be away from the office this entire week, but I will be back here in Sarasota, Florida on Monday. I come back Sunday night. So if any of you guys need any help still with setting up a wallet, doing a transaction, or just learning about crypto, join the club, and I will be back on Monday to help you out with whatever you need. But yes, let's go through the news today. What's happening? Like I said, Trump's big, beautiful bill passed, but there was no talk about crypto taxation on there. So let's go through this article and hear a little bit more. I know yesterday we covered just a tiny bit about it, about Vance being the tiebreaker of it all. So let's hear about it more. So Wyoming Senator Cynthia Lummis had proposed that the legislation address double taxation for cryptocurrency miners and stakers out there. So we need to get that fixed. So Republicans in the U.S. Senate narrowly passed a budget reconciliation bill strongly pushed by President Donald Trump and heavily criticized by many members of both parties for concerns about healthcare cuts, artificial intelligence, regulation, and redistribution of wealth through tax cuts. Now, in a 50-50 vote on Tuesday, after more than 24 hours in session, the Senate passed the One Big Beautiful Bill Act, with Vice President J.D. Vance acting as the tiebreaker. Now, all Democrats in the chamber and 3 Republicans voted against the legislation, with many proposing amendments to address concerns around AI regulation and funding to the rural hospitals. Now, amid the debate on the bill, Wyoming Senator Cynthia Lummis suggested that she would add a provision to address what she called unfair tax treatment of the cryptocurrency miners and stakers out there. However, her proposed changes to the bill did not appear in amendments brought to the Senate floor on Monday or Tuesday, and the legislation passed without addressing the crypto taxation. And yeah, this is something that does need to be addressed, because why should we be taxed twice? So yeah, Cynthia Lummis mentioned this in a tweet. For years, miners and stakers have been taxed twice. Once they receive block rewards, and again when they sell it. So no, it's time to stop this unfair tax treatment and ensure America is the world's Bitcoin and crypto superpower. So they'll probably get around to it. But yeah, it's kind of sucks that it didn't happen just now. But she said, I would like to have seen that provision in the final product. Alaska Representative Nicholas Bejeeks told Cointelegraph following the vote. I think there will be other opportunities for us to get that into a must-pass piece of legislation. And then following the vote, Lummis said that the bill isn't perfect, but a major step in the right direction. It will return the U.S. House of Representatives, where the chamber will address the Senate amendments, and Republicans hold a slim majority in Congress and face significant opposition from the Democrats over the bill. Now, Donald Trump and Republicans in Congress are planning to write a $15 billion check to Meta simply for just existing, paid for by cutting health care for millions of Americans, said the Massachusetts Senator Elizabeth Warren in a Monday Instagram post. They care more about helping the billionaire corporations than helping you. Some arguments on the left. Now we got Oregon Senator Jeff Merkley submitted an amendment for the budget bill similar to the one he proposed, but I added to the guiding and establishing national innovation of U.S. stablecoins, or the Genius Act is how we like to refer to it. Now, this amendment, which was voted down in the Senate, proposed banning the president, vice president, members of Congress, and other government officials from owning or promoting digital assets. Now, the budget bill is taking priority right now in Congress, though the Senate and House are moving forward with bills to regulate payments in stablecoins, create a national Bitcoin reserve, and establish a digital asset market structure. The legislation will likely be considered after the budget bill. Now, the Senate passed the Genius Act on June 17th, sending the bill to the House for further consideration. Begeach said that he expected limited, if any, changes to the legislation, suggesting deference to Trump's call to get it to his desk with no add-ons. He said, I think Bitcoin Reserve would be late this year, early next, said Belgich, and who sponsored the Bitcoin Act of 2025, adding that there's a lot of activity scheduled for the floor, and these are just significant pieces of legislation, but they will take a backseat to the budgeting exercise and the budget reconciliation exercises that are ongoing right now. Now, in terms of market structure, legislation members of the House already vote to move the Digital Asset Market Clarity, or the Clarity Act, out of committee in June. Now, Republican leadership in the Senate Banking Committee, however, has suggested that they intend to draft their own version of the bill and pass it before October. So that's what's been going on there. So they got to take on the other bills, but we do need to address this. There is hope that we will get this crypto taxation provisions into place in a later bill. Because who said that again? That was some other. Was that New Hampshire that said that? Wyoming senator. It wasn't her. It was Miss Bill. Or was it? Was it Nicholas Beige? Who just said that? I just read this. Budget bill is taking priority. House moving forward. I think it would be later this year. Somebody in the House there said it, though. She's just saying, it missed this opportunity right now, but there's still more to come, and we'll get these rules and regulations placed in. But that's the budget bill getting in place, so pretty cool. It was a slim pass, and that's what's been taking on place. Now let's move on to another bank about to offer Bitcoin soon to their retail customers. Yesterday, we got word of the Deutsche Bank of Germany, who, if it gets passed or put through, they could see that let retail investors start using Bitcoin, crypto, and whatnot by the year 2026. But this one is KBC Bank to offer Bitcoin, Ether to its retail customers, hopefully by fall 2025, so later this year. So Belgium's KBC Bank reportedly plans to let retail customers invest in Bitcoin and Ether via its Bolero platform, pending regulatory approval later this year. So KBC Bank, one of Belgium's largest financial institutions, is reportedly preparing to allow its customers to invest in cryptocurrencies through its Bolero subsidiary. Now, Bolero is an online investment platform operated by KBC and will roll out access to Bitcoin and Ether investments on its platform later this year, the local newspaper El Eco reported on Wednesday. Now, KBC expects to secure regulatory approval for this product by autumn, and a spokesperson for KBC confirmed the bank's plans to El Eco. Individual investors could then invest directly in Bitcoin and Ethereum in a secure environment, with particular attention paid to education, security, and compliance with regulations, they said. Now, this is one of the first Belgian banks to embrace crypto. So if the rollout proceeds as planned, it would become the first major Belgian bank to announce its intention to offer crypto services to retail customers, according to El Eco. Now, currently, Belgian customers typically use foreign crypto exchanges like Binance, Coinbase, and OKX, or crypto-friendly investment apps such as Revolut and N26, the report said. Now, KBC's move comes amid European banks increasingly moving into crypto investment and custody products. With two German banks, Deutsche Bank, like I mentioned yesterday, and Sparkassen Finanzen Group, that was another one I just missed out on with the article, they reported the plan to debut crypto offerings in the coming months. Now, Cointelegraph connected to KBC for comment, but not had received response by the time of this publication. So we have many banks around the world, two in Germany, one in Belgium. I'm sure we're getting more regulations and approval here in America, and soon we'll start seeing that here in the States as well, but we just need more rules in place. But everyone's adopting Bitcoin. Banks are getting involved now. And so yeah, we're just in that transition phase right now. It's I know some people out there is why are you cheering for the banks to get involved with Bitcoin? I thought we wanted to be away from the banking system and not use and not be relying on them. Well, with crypto, you can still be relying just because the banks are using it or offering it to their clients. Self-custody is still the main important thing when it comes to crypto. Once you buy crypto, move it to your own wallet. Don't leave it on the bank. Is this going to be exactly the same as if you bought it on Coinbase or Binance or Kraken? Is this rule number one? Never leave your crypto on exchanges. Just so once the banks roll out, the exact same thing. Oh, don't keep your money on banks or exchanges is what we'll be saying next. So it doesn't matter. Banks will still have no control of Bitcoin and crypto. Well, maybe some cryptos, but Bitcoin they cannot control. They can hold it, they can use it, but they can't create more of it. It's a finite supply of 21 million, and that's it. So again, sure they can move it around, buy a bunch, move it a little bit, and cause maybe a little price fluctuation for the time being, but they cannot actually control Bitcoin. So that's why it's like, this is still good news, because this is good news because it's just offering more opportunities and on-ramps for the everyday guy in person to get involved in cryptocurrencies and Bitcoin. So, yep, so that's our banking news, and just more of them coming. Now let's move on to some acquisitions, where we have two articles out there, where one, Coinbase acquires a token management platform, Liquify, as it expands its aim on tokenization. And then this one right here on Thesis acquiring Lolli to expand its Bitcoin rewards ecosystem. So if you haven't heard of Lolli, it's usually an app. Do I have one up here in my extension? Lolli? Yep, Lolli, which is earn Bitcoin. Basically you can earn Bitcoin from online shopping. It's kind of like the Fold app out there. And it usually pops up all the time when you go shopping. Here, let me do a little example, because I know Office Depot always has that pop up. So let's go to Office Depot. And this is a great way to earn Bitcoin just on the side. You're spending money anyways. Now earn Bitcoin. So boom, right here. Oh, the logo's in the way. But without this logo here, let me move that logo so you can see what it looks like. So here we go. Boom. So right here in the top right-hand corner, the Lolli pops up and saying, so if I do any shopping at Office Depot, I can activate up to 3% back in Bitcoin rewards from it. So yeah, so Lolli is another great way to earn Bitcoin without having to actually add more money into it. So if you want to stack those sats, take a look at Lolli. But are they going to have a name change? Because Thesis is acquiring them. Let's find out more in this article. So Bitcoin rewards platform joins forces with the Venture Studio to enhance user experience and streamline payouts. So Thesis is a Bitcoin-focused venture studio, announced that its acquisition of Lolli, a Bitcoin rewards platform, in a move to integrate it with a broader ecosystem of companies such as Fold, Mezzo, and TBTC. Now, the announcement outlines plans to enhance consumer Bitcoin experiences through expanded rewards and new partnerships. Now, Lolli was founded back in 2018 and claims to have rewarded over 600,000 users with more than $20 million worth of Bitcoin through shopping at 50,000 plus stores and playing 1,000 plus mobile games. Now, Lolli's platform is designed to make Bitcoin accessible by offering cash back and rewards for everyday activities. Now, Thesis has been operating since 2014 and has built a Bitcoin native project like Fold, which recently became a publicly traded Bitcoin financial service company under the leadership of Matt Lugano, its CEO and Fold's co-founder. Oh, so is this like a parent company that's acquiring it? So it's just all being connected right now. Very interesting. Now, having competed alongside Lolli for years, I've admired their ability to onboard users through accessible and engaging experiences. Now, at Thesis, we believe Bitcoin's real growth is driven by everyday interactions, shopping, gaming, spending, not just investment portfolios, said Lugano. Now, who will now lead Lolli's next phase. He added that Lolli's user base and reward model align with its vision of driving Bitcoin adoption through practical use cases. Now, Lolli founder and former CEO Alex Altman added that we are excited to join forces with Thesis to power the next phase of Bitcoin adoption through rewards with Lolli. Now, Thesis brings both deep infrastructure expertise and shared vision, enabling us to significantly enhance our platform. Now, Thesis believes this acquisition will address fragmentation in Bitcoin consumer experience by uniting Lolli's rewards with Fold's financial services and its broader ecosystem. Now, Thesis outlines several planned upgrades for Lolli under Luongo's leadership. It intends to enhance the arcade and daily stack features with more games, quests, and larger rewards. Now, a new Lolli market is in development, which seeks to offer more brands, higher cashback rates, and global accessibility. Thesis plans to introduce instant reward payouts later in 2025, responding to user demand for faster redemption. And additionally, Lolli will collaborate with Fold on expanded gift card marketplaces to increase earning opportunities. Now, for global reach, Lolli is now developing an international expansion strategy to bring Bitcoin rewards beyond just the US. To support these changes, Thesis plans to migrate Lolli to a more scalable infrastructure. The company claims this will strengthen Lolli's ability to onboard new users and handle increased activity. Now, Thesis sees this acquisition as a step toward a circular Bitcoin economy where earning and spending Bitcoin are seamless. It hopes the integration of Lolli and with Fold, Mezzo, and the TBDC will close the gap between Bitcoin rewards and everyday use, making adoption easier for millions. So very, very nice. So that's like going to be a cool little partnership going on here. Partnership, acquisition, yeah. So this is actually really great news because now they can work, Lolli and Fold can work with each other, make it just a little bit better. So way to go. And I like what they said there about just making it easier to spend Bitcoin too, because the Fold app definitely helps it, makes it easier to spend your Bitcoin because you can just load your Bitcoin up to that card, spend it with everyday purchases, and still earn Bitcoin back with it. But we want to start transacting in Bitcoin. Sure, we like hodling our Bitcoin. Like hodling is the most important thing. Hodl, never touch it, never sell it. But we also got to get used to the fact of just doing transactions with Bitcoin every day. Because like once the final Bitcoin gets mined in the year 2142, that's like the estimated year, like all Bitcoin should be in circulation out there. The miners are going to be reliant on transactions on the Bitcoin ecosystem. So we need to start now. Just sure, it's still like 100 years away, but we need to start practicing just like daily spendings, like get used to it, like as the adoption like continues on. So it's like, say you go to Steak and Shake, which is just down the street there. I'm going to spend $20 of my Bitcoin on lunch today. Just either right before you spend that $20 worth of Bitcoin or immediately right after, top it off, reload, buy $20 worth of Bitcoin and then spend it on the food, or spend the Bitcoin on your food and then just top off your Bitcoin right after that. You're just reloading it. Just now you're using a currency outside of the system. So we want to get used to spending our crypto and also just reloading it up as fast as we can. So that way we don't have to sell it anymore, but we can just stay in the Bitcoin ecosystem. Because I hate the off and on ramps out there. I hate having to sell my Bitcoin for cash to pay a bill for some situations out there. If there are some where I can spend the Bitcoin, I'll do it that way. I'll just spend the Bitcoin and just re-top off that Bitcoin later on. So that's what we got to get used to. But now it's a way to go Thesis on acquiring Lolli, and I look forward to seeing what goes on with Fold and both these teams together. Now let's talk about the Coinbase acquisition with Liquify as an exchange to expand its services. So let's talk about this one now. This acquisition is the 5th this year for the exchange and will help early stage projects, Coinbase said in a recent blog post. So Coinbase is acquiring Liquify, a token management platform designed to help early stage projects, the crypto exchange said in a blog post on Wednesday. Now, the company, which is being brought for an undisclosed sum, previously raised $5 million in a 2022 funding round that included participation from former Coinbase CTO Balaji Srinivasan and Anthony Pompliano. Now, the entrepreneur and social media personality, according to the crypto rank, allowing organizations to manage a high-stakes maze of legal, tax, and compliance hurdles. Now, among other pitfalls associated with the crypto sphere, Coinbase said that Liquify is already being tapped by entities including Uniswap Foundations and OP Labs. The platform is a practical step toward its goal of making it easier to build on-chain, Coinbase added. Now, Decrypt reached out to Coinbase for additional comment, and Coinbase's purchase of Liquify represents its 5th major acquisition this year. According to the crypto rank, Coinbase has also acquired the browser product Row, the on-chain ads platform Spindle, and the futures exchange Dearbit for $2.9 billion. Now, in addition, Coinbase acquired the team behind Ironfish, which is a privacy-focused network, so they've been acquiring quite a bit of stuff lately. Now, acquiring Spindle and Ironfish's team, it aligns with key infrastructure upgrades for Coinbase's Layer 2 scaling network, Base. Now, the company said in a shareholder letter this year, adding that it's laying the foundation for global scale app adoption. Now, under Coinbase's Liquify will help businesses building on-chain with vesting and compliance features that the company just says represents barriers for businesses today. Now, used by popular crypto projects to manage governance tokens, in theory, the platform could help more traditional firms integrate tokens into their business model. Now, in the blog post, Coinbase said that Liquify allows investors to manage token holdings, as well as that some of Liquify's features will be folded into Coinbase Prime, the company's brokerage platform aimed at institutional investors. Now, Coinbase shares have rose 2.4% on Wednesday, changing hands around $343.50 according to Yahoo Finance. And the company's stock has rallied 37% year to date, and the firm's shareholders notched their highest closing price on record last week. So Coinbase is still growing out there, buying platforms, still one of the main exchanges that people use out there because it's easy to use. But again, what was I going with that? I totally lost what my train of thought was. Like, sure, it's the top exchange out there to use. We still, in the crypto space, we still don't like the exchanges. I think that's where I was going with that, because again, it's centralized. It's just, exchanges are just like the banks. They hold on to your money. If anything goes wrong with them, they bail themselves out before you buy them. But Coinbase is still one of the top tier projects out there that, like, if you were to use an exchange, Coinbase is easy. Uphold is easy. If you can buy it through Cash App or Venmo, go there as well. Just stick with at least some of these top well-known ones out there, because it can lead you to at least less hassle in the future. Because sometimes these small exchanges that haven't been around for some time could end up screwing you in a bit, and like you lose everything. They experience a hack because they haven't been around, they got more vulnerabilities. So just stick with the big guys when you're dealing with this. And if you're going to be buying a lot of crypto or anything, check out Caleb and Brown. They're an over-the-counter brokerage firms. You're actually dealing with a person, not a machine. Or if you want to do some no KYC Bitcoin purchases, contact the club, because we do offer that program to our club members. So just letting you know about that. You got to be a member to gain access to that. So different options out there. But that is basically the acquisition news. Let's talk about another exchange right now, Binance Pay, bringing crypto payments to 80 plus French Riviera merchants out there. So we'll cover this article, and then we'll take a quick ad break. Since, we're already on the top of the crypto exchanges out there, might as well talk about Binance and what they're up to. So Binance Pay and Lizzie team up to bring crypto payments to over 80 businesses across the French Riviera, spanning Cannes, Nice, Antilles, and Monaco. So you get to spend your crypto more easily in France. Now, Binance Pay has partnered with the French fintech Lizzie to enable over 80 businesses across the French Riviera to embrace cryptocurrency payments, according to a Wednesday press release. Now, the rollout, spanning cities including the Cannes, Nice, Antibes, and Monaco, would integrate digital assets into the region's luxury tourism and retail economy. Now, the French Riviera, also known as the Côte d'Azur, is a popular tourist destination. The partnership gives visitors and locals the ability to pay with stablecoins and other cryptocurrencies at a wide range of establishments, including hotels, restaurants, beach clubs, luxury retailers, and service providers. Now, by just scanning a QR code and confirming a transaction, customers can settle their bills instantly without incurring gas fees. Meanwhile, merchants benefit from immediate euro settlements through the system integration of the press release. So again, it's just another way to spend your crypto. The other people on the other end are still getting their local fiat currency, but it doesn't really matter. You're spending your currency. They get what they want. You did what you want to do, but that's how this kind of works. But Cannes leads the push for crypto adoption. City officials in Cannes have been vocal in encouraging crypto's adoption among local merchants. Earlier this year, Cannes Mayor David Lisnard urged local businesses to start accepting cryptocurrency payments alongside euros, warning that they risk missing out if they don't adapt. Now, that was the quick message to inform you that we will be encouraging and especially training the Cannes merchants to integrate the cryptocurrencies for payments as part of our Web3 strategy, Lisnard announced via a message posted in the French LinkedIn. Now, here is the full post. Should we read it? Let's read this full art. Let's read this all for you. So, hi, y'all. A quick message to inform you that we will be encouraging and especially training Cannes merchants in the integration of cryptocurrencies for payments as part of our Web3 strategy. Now, the point here is not to judge the merits of these cryptocurrencies or to promote them, but to simply prevent Cannes and local businesses from depriving themselves of potential clientele with high purchasing capacities. Now, these are already widespread in some countries, but still marginal in France. So the aim is to allow merchants who wish to do so be able to optimize this potential and thus increase their revenue. Now, Cannes, a shopkeeper and socio-professional, are invited to a training session on Tuesday, February 4th at 2:30 p.m., which will be held at the Palais des Festivals et des Congrès. It will be led by experts which will provide educational details on technical, legal, accounting, and tax aspects, and recommendations of solutions and currently available on the market. So was this the past newsletter that they might have done, February 4th, or are they talking about 2026? I don't know. But this is all the more relevant as Cannes and three-time World Tourism Champion for the organization of festivals and events will host from June 30th to July 3rd, 2025. Now, the 8th edition of the Ethereum Community Conference is the largest annual gathering in Europe dedicated to the Ethereum blockchain. There will be more than 6,500 accredited participants for a total of 10,000 participants, including the 300 side events And so many potential customers who are just used to paying in cryptocurrencies will be in our city. Now, there has been a map listing crypto-friendly business will be made available to the ETHCC accredited businesses, but will also be made public and updated regularly. Now, Canes competes with the world's biggest destination. It can make these new technologies an additional asset of attraction and lever for prosperity for the local trades and the defense and promotion of which my oldest fight is. Now, that's what was his name again? David Lesnar said in this. That's the full tweet. So we got that little brief article saying, yeah, we're going to be tweeting, we're going to integrate them in Web3. That was the full article he posted in a LinkedIn post. So this is why I do news article read-throughs. It's because I want the full thing. Like, what did he say entirely? I just don't want a brief little tweet message. I want to know what the entire message and like what's going on, what's happening. And that's why I do these read-throughs for you. But back to the article, Binance Pay said that the payment system supports over 100 cryptocurrencies, including Euro, US dollar-backed stablecoins, also while delivering robust security features such as encrypted transfers, two-factor authentication, and real-time confirmations. Now, the adoption of crypto payments in a world-class destination like the French Riviera shows that digital assets are becoming part of just everyday life, said David Brinquet, the CEO of Binance France. Now, venues including JW Marriott and Hotel Grey d'Albion and Canes, beach clubs like Palais Stefana Beach, and the luxury retailers including Parker & Smith in Monaco now accept crypto payments. Wellness-focused businesses like Palm Gym in Antibes have also joined the initiative. Now, to support the roll-up, Binance Pay launched a promotional campaign running until Sunday, offering shoppers a €5 a MiCA-regulated stablecoin pegged to the euro reward for eligible purchases of at least €20 in crypto. Now, Cointelegraph reached out to Binance for comment, but did not receive a response for the publication. Now, again, more countries embrace crypto for tourism. Like, we see so much adoption going on. But Bhutan also recently embraced crypto for tourism with the launch of a payment system in partnership with Binance Pay and DK Bank. The initiative allows travelers to use over 100 cryptocurrencies, including Bitcoin, USDC, and BNB to pay for hotels, tickets, and local services through simple QR code payments. Now, in May, Thailand announced plans to let tourists spend cryptocurrency by linking their digital assets to credit cards, enabling seamless local purchases with merchants receiving the Thai baht without knowing crypto was even used. So again, so many companies and vacation destinations are adopting crypto. And again, this all started with El Salvador 4 years ago when they made a legal tender, had all their businesses start accepting Bitcoin. They gave all their citizens a Chivo wallet loaded up with like $20 worth of Bitcoin. And just it all started there. And El Salvador is killing it with their adoption of with tourism. I think that I've covered a couple of articles like going over how well it's doing. They've definitely increased. Don't know the exact number, but they have been doing quite well since previous times since they started. But no, so this is Binance Pay bringing more payments to the French Riviera. So very nice. Now let's take a quick break and we will be back with some more news for you. Next up will be on Litecoin. Just a little minor news. People are still using it. I always like bringing up some Litecoin news when it's around because I still hold Litecoin. Love it. I just know that time to shine will be later on after Bitcoin. So we'll be back with that article after a word from these messages.
Attention visionaries and pioneers. The future of wealth is here. And it's spelled Bitcoin, Bitcoin. Introducing the exclusive Loans for Bitcoin program at the Bitcoin Bend Crypto Club, where your good credit unlocks 0% interest loans for up to 2 years or term loans up to $250,000 spread over 7 to 12 years. Why wait? Use this capital to acquire the world's fastest appreciating asset, Bitcoin. With prices hovering around $94,000 and projections aiming much higher by the year's end, the time to act is now. Leverage isn't just for Wall Street anymore. Arbitrage the low cost of your loan against Bitcoin's explosive growth. It's smart finance for the modern investor. And privacy matters. Our no KYC Bitcoin purchase program ensures you buy and self-custody your assets in your own wallet. Your keys, your Bitcoin, your future. And as the world shifts to digital currencies, be ahead of the curve. Front-run corporations, governments, in this greatest financial revolution of our times. I'm Jay Bose, CEO of Bitcoin Bend Crypto Club. Call or text us today at 941-4 413-6920 and get started on that loan application. Secure your legacy. You will thank yourself tomorrow.
And we are back. Alrighty, let's go over some Litecoin news. What's going on with Litecoin? It's always so silent. I know there was some brief talk at the Litecoin convention, lots of stuff coming with the Cake wallet, but Litecoin's always not in the news so much. But when it does pop up, I like to cover it, even if it's just an analysis. So here we go. Litecoin miners are on the accumulation spree, and is something brewing because of it? Well, let's find out. So on-chain data shows that Litecoin miners have seen their reserves shoot up over the past year, which is a sign that the large pools have been accumulating. So Litecoin miners' reserve have gone up during the last year. In a new post on X, Litecoin Foundation has shared how the balance of the Litecoin miners has changed during the past year. The indicator of relevance here is that the miner reserves from institutional DeFi solutions provider Centaura, formerly Into the Block. The miner reserves metric measures the total amount of LTC that's sitting in the wallets associated with the large miner pools. Now, these holdings may include not just the amount the validators have been receiving as mining rewards, but also the tokens that they have acquired through purchases. Now, here is the chart that shows the trend in the miner reserves for Litecoin over the past year. So we have all miners, it's been increasing. Now, as displayed above, the Litecoin miner reserve indicator has followed an upward trajectory over the last 12 months, which is a sign that miners have been adding up to their holdings. Now, miners are entities that have constant running costs in the form of electricity bills, so it's not unusual for them to participate in some selling in order to pay them off. Now, interestingly, however, the large mining pools have been willing to accumulate LTC lately. So there's another metric that helps gauge the sentiment among the network validators is the hash rate, which measures the total amount of computing power that they have attached to the blockchain. So below is a chart from Coin Wars that show this trend as the indicator for Litecoin. So here we have 2.64, is that petahashes? Petahashes a second. So it looks like the miners have increased their power during this period. Now, from the graph, it appears apparent that Litecoin hash rate has gone up over the past year, implying that miners have been adding more power to the network, though the timing of their expansion hasn't exactly matched their accumulation spree. Now, nonetheless, it remains true that both trends point to a bullish sentiment among the chain validators. It only remains to be seen, however, whether the conviction would pay off. Now, in some other news, Bitcoin miners may also be dropping their sell-side pressure, as crypto quant author IT Tech has pointed out in the next post. So here is the over-the-counter exchange. So the trend and balance of the over-the-counter dust used by miners, has it gone down or up? Which line is which? So OTC from miners have gone up, over-the-counters from miner gone down. Not sure how to read that chart, but the above chart shows the data related to the balance of the over-the-counter desk used by Bitcoin miners. Clearly, the metrics has recently registered a significant decline, and this suggests that the limited miner liquidity available for institutional block deals, often a precursor to supply-side constraints, noted the analysis. So just low supply is being limited out there. Now, LTC's price at the time of writing is floating around $84. This is down 2% in the last 24 hours. So, again, there hasn't really any news out there involving Litecoin. This is just an analysis. Miners are holding on to it, so I don't expect the price to fluctuate or rise a lot. Again, Litecoin will go if and when we have an altcoin season, because again, we're not, and we should have had an altcoin season back in May, April. People are waiting until summertime. They're still going off old cycle metrics right now. So it's like, we're just waiting. Basically, it's either if we see a big pump in Ethereum, or seeing some companies out there having an Ethereum reserve, which is different from the Bitcoin Treasury reserve. It's actually funny because our next article is a cannabis company who's having a Dodge Treasury reserve. But I don't think we're going to see an altcoin season until Ethereum really pumps. I know I've heard from like Heidi, our girl Heidi, Ben's assistant. She thinks like when Bitcoin reaches 115, 130, once Bitcoin reaches a certain level, then it'll start trickling down to Ethereum and then the altcoin. So that could be a sign too. Or as my earlier predictions, like back in the day, or not back in the day, like maybe a month ago or 2 months ago, it's like saying, I think alt season's delayed for a full year right now. Let Bitcoin have its moment to shine, and then we'll see all these other alts pump. But yeah, so with this news out here on Litecoin and everything, didn't really see much didn't expect the price to go for it, but I do like hearing the news about it, what's going on, because again, I'm still holding Litecoin. I know I'll have its moment to shine later on after Bitcoin. But that is our LTC news. Now, again, speaking of the treasuries, let's talk about who's high on Dodge right now, because a cannabis company makes Dogecoin's treasury play. So yes, publicly traded cannabis company Dogecoin Cash Inc., yes, that's its name, is embracing the real Dodge after previously stockpiling a derivative meme coin. Oh, you weren't stocking Dodge previously? Tisk tisk. But publicly traded cannabis company Dogecoin Cash Inc. is launching the Dogecoin Treasury Inc., a wholly owned subsidiary that will also maintain a Dogecoin treasury. Now, the firm previously known as Cannabis Sativa Inc. rebranded to Dogecoin Cash in November as it began expanding its operations from cannabis telemedicine and other cannabis products into cryptocurrencies and blockchain initiatives. Now, with its new subsidiary, the firm is further developing its connection to Dogecoin, using Dogecoin Treasury Inc. to support the company's Dogecoin-related development initiative and assist in the management of digital assets, including Doge. Now, part of those initiatives included the development of a Dogecoin protocol, which is an initiative the firm says will organize and support the company's Dogecoin-related initiatives and its unified technical structure out there. So how are they going to do it? Is it going to be a treasury? Are they going to start accepting it at all their cannabis shops out there? Are they going to do payouts? It'll be a part of it. But DTI gives us a dedicated framework to align our technical work involving Dogecoin with our broader business objective. Now, a spokesperson for Dogecoin Cash Inc. said in a statement that this structure will support the orderly development and potential implementation of internally developed tools, including the Dogecoin protocol. Now, what does all this mean? The company wouldn't clarify its plans when reached by Decrypt, but instead it's pointing to its existing statement that the statement indicates that while it's under development, there is no assurance of its completion, features, or timing of deployment. So over-the-counter shares of Dogecoin Cash Inc. were down 2% on the day, with the company now trading over just $4 million market cap. Now, before Tuesday's announcement of plans to build around a Dogecoin, the firm was previously focused on Dogecoin Cash, with the abbreviation DOG, which is a knockoff meme coin on the Binance chain that it apparently named itself after. Now, the company previously acquired over 2 billion DOG tokens, approximately $6 million worth, along with crypto-themed URL. Now, other publicly traded companies like Spirit Blockchain Capital and Neptune Digital Assets have looked to top the meme coins Doge for their digital asset treasury. Now, Dogecoin is down nearly 5% in the last 24 hours to 15 cents. Oh, it's at 15 cents right now? Maybe I actually will get this meme. I never touched it. I did at one point when it was under a penny. This is like my beginning journey, but once it passed a penny, I was like, ooh, I don't want it anymore. So, well, who knows? Maybe I should have at least this one doggy coin in my wallet. Or maybe I should mine some Litecoin, because if you don't know it, Dogecoin and Litecoin, they're dual mines. So when you mine one, you're mining both of them because they run on the same structure, because it's not Bitcoin SHA-256 algorithm. Is it a script? Is it code? I forget what the mining algorithm is for Litecoin and Dogecoin, but it's dual mining. So when it comes to Dogecoin and Litecoin, if you're mining it, you're mining both of them at the same time. So yeah, so that's this cannabis company who's potentially going to have a Dogecoin treasury plan in play. Again, this is they announced it. They changed their name, so I think they'll eventually go through with it. But that was some of our altcoin news. Now let's go into our final article, just talking about 5 insidious crypto scams to watch out for this year, because crypto scams are on high alert. If I ever see something come my way, I will share it with you, so that way you do not fall for it. So let's see what 5 crypto scams are out there that we should be avoiding. So crypto hacking techniques haven't advanced much, but they become far more cunning, warns slow miss head of operations. So crypto users faced a rise in psychologically manipulative attacks in the second quarter as hackers dreamt up advanced and creative ways to try and steal your crypto, according to blockchain security firm Slow Mist. Now, Slow Mist head of operation, Lisa, said in the firm's Q2 Mistrack Stolen fund analysis report that while it didn't see an advancement in hacking techniques, the scams have become more sophisticated, with a rise in fake browser extensions, tampered hardware wallets, and social engineering attacks. Now, looking back on Q2, one trend stands out. Attackers' methods may not be getting technically more advanced, but they are becoming more psychologically manipulative. So we're seeing a clear shift from purely on-chain attacks to off-chain entry points. browser extension, social media accounts, authentication flows, and just user behavior are all becoming common attack surfaces, said Lisa. So let's talk about the malicious browser extensions first and how they pretend to be a security plugin for you. So ironically, one emerging attack vector involves browser extensions, masquerading as security plugins such as the Osiris Chrome extension, which claims to detect phishing links and suspicious websites. Instead, the extension intercepts all downloads of .exe, .dmg, and .zip files, replacing those with a malicious program out there. So even more insidiously, attackers would guide users to visit well-known, commonly used websites like Notion or Zoom, said Lisa. Now, when the user attempted to download software from these official sites, the files were delivered and had already been maliciously replaced, yet the browser still displays the download as originating from a legitimate source, making it nearly impossible for users to spot anything suspicious. So these programs would then collect sensitive information from users' computer, including Chrome browser data, macOS keychain credentials, giving an attacker access to seed phrases, private keys, or login credentials. And why do they even have their keys on their computer? And that's rule 1 in crypto. Write it down. Don't have a digital copy, cloud copy, anything of your seed phrase or private key. Write it down or engrave it in a metal sheet, and then you're solid at that point because it's never online out there. But yeah, we got to be careful with some of those browser extensions. Though these are these guys like up here. You see my MetaMask wallet, my Eternal wallet. I had that Lolli app that I was showing you about. It's just these, like, some of these extensions may have some bad actors to them, like we just saw. Like this one, Osiris, was supposed to protect you. It was supposed to watch out for all this stuff, but instead it's replacing all these files out there, and then you just got preyed upon. So we gotta be careful with those. Now, attacks also prey on crypto user anxiety. So Slowmiss said another attack method focused on tricking crypto investors into adopting tampered hardware wallets. In some cases, hackers would send users a compromised cold wallet telling them that they had won a free device under a lottery draw, or telling them their existing device was compromised and they needed transfers of their assets immediately. Now, in Q2, one victim reportedly lost $6.5 million by purchasing a tampered cold wallet that they saw on TikTok, according to Lisa. And here it is. James thought he was safe. He used Ledger hardware wallet, keep his 20 words safe. Then one day, this package arrived. So I guess this was the fake wallet, or this was a separate category. Because again, first article, the example that lady said, she bought her Ledger off of TikTok. No. If you're buying I don't want to say a cold storage wallet because hardware wallets technically aren't cold if you're using it consistently. If you're planning on buying a hardware wallet, go directly to the source itself. If you're buying from Ledger, make sure you're on the official Ledger site, which I think is ledger.io. And if you buy a Trezor hardware wallet, be sure it's from Trezor.io, not Trezor.com, not Trezor.co. Like, be sure you're going to the official source and buy it from there, because you want as little hands touching these wallets as possible. If someone gets a hold of it, puts a malicious code in there, they pre-activate it like that one lady did, it's just, you're done, and there's nothing you can do about it. So be careful. And then also with these fake letters out there for whatever this guy said, there's like messages going on about people just saying, oh, your wallet's been hacked out there. We need you to do this and then that. First off, it's like, they shouldn't even have your information to be reaching out to you about that, because when you set up a crypto wallet, they shouldn't know you have, like, there's anything wrong with that wallet at all. Like, they shouldn't even have your email address to even message you about it. Your wallet is completely private. The only thing attaching you to it is a private key on that seed phrase. So if you get emails from Ledger, Trezor, Exodus, Bybit, like whichever wallet you're using, if you're getting an email directly from them, just a good tip is just block it, delete that email, go directly to your wallet itself. You already have the app on your computer. Open it up, plug in your wallet. If something pops up saying, oh, there's an update here, why don't you do it? That's where you do it from. You never click on links in an email, because that's where these human errors and people get hacked and then all their cryptos are gone. So that's another thing just to be safe out there. And then let's see, is there any other types of scams happening? We got social engineering with fake recovery websites. So Slowmiss said that it was also contacted in Q2 by a user who could not revoke a risky authorization in their wallet. So upon investigation, Slowmiss said that the website that the user was using to try to revoke the smart contract's permission was a near perfect clone of the popular Revoke Cash interface, which asked users to input their private keys to check for risky signatures. Now, upon analysis and analyzing the front-end code, we confirm that this phishing website used email JavaScript to send user input, including private keys and address the attacker. So another thing to be protective of is, again, like I said beforehand, be sure you're clicking on the correct URL. It's not leisure.com, leisure.io, or maybe that is the correct one, trezor.co. Like, click on the official link, because if you click on one of those fake ones, you may be dealing with an exact clone of the website, but with just one vulnerability in there, you're basically going to get your crypto stolen from you. So so be careful, like pay attention to the URLs you click, because again, this hacker lost, how much was that? 5.1 million. Just don't do it. So be careful there. But these social engineer attacks are not just technically sophisticated, but they excel at exploiting urgency and trust, Lisa. Now, attackers now know the phrases like risky signature detected can be trigger panic, prompting users to take hasty actions. And then once that emotional state is triggered, it's much easier to manipulate them into doing things they normally wouldn't do. So like clicking links or sharing sensitive information. Now, attack exploits with the Pectra upgrade, WeChat Friends. So other attacks include phishing techniques that exploited the EIP 7702, introducing Ethereum's latest Pectra upgrade, while another targeted several WeChat users by gaining control of their accounts. Now, Cointelegraph's magazine recently reported that the attackers utilized WeChat's account recovery system to gain control of an account, impersonating the real owner to scam their contacts with discounted tether. Now, Slomis Q data came from 429 stolen funds reportedly submitted to the firm during the second quarter. And the firm said it froze and recovered around 12 million from 11 victims who have had their crypto stolen. So that's some good news on there, because sometimes you can recover some assets, other times you just cannot at all. And it kind of sucks when it does happen and people come here and see if they can. Most of the time, it's nothing we can do to recover, and it sucks to see. So we got to be diligent and pay attention to what we're doing. We're not clicking on links that we're unaware of. We're not going to random websites that we think are the legit one. Go to official sites or sources. You can find them on official Twitter pages. You can find them on Cointelegraph, CoinMarketCap. Those have official links there. So, and then once you have it, bookmark it. And then also, if you're using crypto wallets out there, look into, just do a little extra research and see if there is an app that goes along with it. Because I know with Trezor, there is no app that you can download onto your phone and link to it. So somehow that scammer got past Apple's security, uploaded a fake Trezor app. People would upload their seed phrases to it, and then boom, their crypto is gone. So when you're setting up a crypto wallet, just see if an app is linked with it or not, and then that could save you a lot of hassle in the future. So that is it for all the news I got for you. Looks like people are a little fearful today since yesterday. Our fear and greed index dropped to 46 from 50, so we're still in the neutral territory, but that's definitely going to move up as Bitcoin is, whoa, we passed 109. Are we going to go to 110? Come on, refresh. I want to see that Bitcoin. 109,582. Let's go, Bitcoin. Let's go with the one-day chart. One-day chart. Look at that nice, beautiful rise from 105, horizon 4,000. What is causing this pump? I don't know, but I am loving it. So let's go, Bitcoin. Let's keep going up there. But everybody, stay safe out there. Take some warning from that crypto scams article we just covered. Just be safe. Don't fall for those scams out there. If you feel like something seems suspicious or whatnot, give any of our crypto clubs a call. We have here in Sarasota that I'm at, we got Nashville, Tennessee, we got Leominster, Massachusetts. We just opened up our Dallas, Texas location out there. Vegas coming back at the end of the month in August. So we have so many clubs coming out here, just places you can actually just call, get an opinion on it, and we'll do our best to make sure that you don't fall for any scams out there and get your money and hard-earned money stolen from you. So everyone, have an awesome Wednesday. Take care. Love you. And I will see you next Monday. Maybe I'll do a video when I'm in Cali. I'll let you know. So everyone, have an awesome day, and I'll see you again soon.
In a world where your data is constantly under attack, one company stands for your digital freedom. Introducing Calyx Solutions, your gateway to ultimate online privacy and secure cryptocurrency trading. Meet the Liberty Laptop. With its modified OS and advanced tracking prevention, it's your shield against surveillance. Access restricted areas, use recommended security software, and browse with confidence. Your digital footprint? Virtually non-existent. For the crypto pros, we present the Crypto Laptop. Pre-configured on premium hardware for secure trading. Optimized for your favorite wallets and exchanges, it's the fortress your digital assets deserve. Both laptops come with expert individual training and support. You're never alone in your journey to digital empowerment. At Calyx Solutions, we put you in control. No more worrying about data breaches or compromised transactions. Ready to join the revolution? Visit calyxsolutions.io and choose your perfect laptop today. Plus, become an affiliate and earn while sharing the power of digital freedom. Calyx Solutions. Unlock your digital freedom. Give us a call or text at 702-845-8276 or visit us directly at calyxsolutions.io.